Welcome to the first program in our Great Burlington Bake Off series. Today we'll be making Sterzing potato chip cookies. So the recipes you're going to need are a bag of Sterzings to bake with, clearly an extra bag of delicious potato chips to munch on, some sugar, white sugar, brown sugar, 2 eggs, for taste, because I like my sweet with salty, some white baking chips with white chocolate, vanilla extract, baking soda, and of course flour. And then you'll look for a large bowl to add all of your ingredients in. So we're going to need to make a little bit of room to crush up our cookies. Our Sterzing potato chips, which are made locally here in Burlington, Iowa, and are a part of probably every family's tradition during summer cookouts and 4th of July. Do you pronounce it Sterzing or Sterzing? And do you send them to your family members across the country that have moved away over the holidays? If so, comment below. We'd love to hear about it. So we're going to need 5 cups of crushed Sterzing potato chips for our recipe, and I guess you could smash them and mash them for fun inside the bag, but eventually we're going to want to get them a little bit more granular, and so that your cookie, the crumbs and chip crumbs don't pop out the top, it's always simpler to just put them in a Ziploc bag a little bit at a time until you've crushed what you need. So we have successfully ground up 2 10-ounce bags. There may have been a few that made it somewhere else along the way, but that's absolutely fine when you're cooking in your kitchen. I have 3 cups of ground up Sterzing potato chips in here. We're going to take our last remaining 2 and put them in our bowl. Our next ingredient is our brown sugar, but I wanted to pause and remind you that you can always recycle these classic looking bags and turn them into like really cool crafts like coin purses and things like that. So I'm going to hold on to mine for Imagination Station one Monday at 10 a.m. I hope you'll join me. So we're going to firmly pack our brown sugar, and we're going to require a cup of that. So we're just going to toss that into our chip mix, and then our cup of white sugar as well, right on top of that. And this is about the time we'll need a big old spoon because we're going to start mixing it in. And if you don't wish to mix by hand, you can grab a mixer and do that too. Much easier. Once you've successfully mixed the dry ingredients, it's time to add some of the wet ones. So we have melted 2 sticks or 1 cup of butter. We're just going to pour that right into our dry mix, maybe swish it around a little bit as we're putting it in. And then my lovely assistant off screen has cracked 2 eggs for me, and we're going to pour those right in too. So you'll be able to find the recipe at www.burlington.lib.ia.us, and you'll see that our recipe for Sterzing's potato chip cookies calls for 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, but when it's your kitchen, you kind of get to make the rules. So I might put 2.5 because I really love vanilla. 1, 2. Is anybody looking? No, nobody's looking. And 1/2. All right. So I could already tell that I've made this a little dry, so I've added a 3rd egg inside, and it's now time to add our teaspoon of baking soda. And there we go. Next will be our flour. So we're going to add, it looks like 1.5 cups of flour. Alright, so that's all mixed in. If you haven't done so already, it's a good time now to preheat your ovens to 350 degrees Fahrenheit so that it can start warming up. Our last ingredient will be the white chocolate chips. We're going to add 2 cups. So I'm just reusing my measuring cup here. Look at that chocolatey goodness. Oh, it looks like one package is going to be just about 2 cups. So I'm going to mix it in. And this will be our last ingredient to mix before we put them on the pan. So you'll want to use a no-stick cookie sheet or cooking spray to prepare your pan. And there are two methods for making our little cookies today. We can either use a scooper and scoop it in to the Sterzing white chocolate goodness, and then scoop it out into a little ball onto the pan. Or we can do what I love to do as a kid. Take 2 spoons, scoop them in, and just kind of form your little cookie ball and lay it on the pan. So kind of depending on what size you want to make your cookies, we're going to put 4 down and 3 across so that we have 12 on our pan. All right. A little too much. So what's really cool about baking and taking the time from home is it's a little bit of chemistry to it, a lot of patience and learning, math and measurement. We have some really cool resources at the Burlington Public Library, including A to Z Food America database, that teaches you about several of the authentic recipes from our country and gives you a lot of their background and cultural history and some really good ideas if you're trying to be adventurous some dinner night. We have 2 cookie sheets ready to go and a couple more that we're getting ready so that this goes a little faster in rotation, but you can take as much time as you like with it. We're going to stick them into our oven that is at 350 degrees for 11 minutes and see what they look like. Now that we're waiting for our first pans to bake and we're preloaded to go for the next set, I've got some time on my hands. So I've downloaded the Hoopla app, Hoopla, and I've signed in with my library card, and now I can start watching episodes of the Great British Bake Off show in my leisure. There are also ebooks and audiobooks, comics, soundtracks, all kinds of music with Hoopla, so if you have any questions about that, feel free to talk to us at iowabpl@gmail.com or give me a ring at 319-753-1647. Looks like our 11 minutes are up. Ooh, and our glasses are efficiently fogged. And our cookies look wonderful. There's a little bit of brown around the edges. If I tap them lightly and they no longer concave, I think we're pretty good to go. So we're going to set these 2 out and get the next batch going. And here we have it, our Sterzing potato chip cookie. It's flaky, it's crunchy, it smells so good. It's salty and sweet. I imagine you could add Sterzing potato chips to any of your favorite cookie recipes and replace the salt just to add a little bit of crunch and a little bit of home taste fun. We love our community and we love its variety of tastes. Sterzings has been in the community since 1933 when it was founded, and I'm going to enjoy my Sterzings cookies with a glass of milk. Happy baking. I hope to see you next week, and I hope that you enjoy your Sterzings cookies.